Have y'all ever heard of the Checker Motor Company? Probably not. They died in 2010 and hadn't made a car since the 80s. But did you know they were one of the only companies who was known for making taxi cabs? Like a checker cab. You know the old yellow ones with the checkered pattern on the side? That was them. But what brings me to a dead car company is the genius they had. They couldn't afford to fabricate and produce their own parts, so they outsourced. But they didn't do what every other modern company does and go with the lowest bidder. Taxis needed to be bulletproof. They needed to be able to drive as long as possible with as little maintenance as necessary. So what did Checker Motor Company do? They went with parts that were known for their reliability, not known to be cheap or powerful, but for their ability to withstand whatever a zero shits given cab driver can throw at it. Now let's take a look under the hood of a checker cab, or rather, the whole shell. A Chevy motor and transmission, Ford rear axle, and Chrysler front steering and suspension. The Chevy 250 inline 6 is still considered one of the most reliable engines ever built. If this Jeep had one, I'd bet the motor would still run. This Ford rear axle, look at this complete unedited video I found. The Fairlane didn't stand a chance, but that Ford 9-inch, that thing could take anything. And those Chrysler steering components, those go against everything Chrysler Corporation stands for today. Good old-fashioned reliability. So what does the once great Checker Motor Company and their ingenious business plan bring us to today? I want to know what a car would look like if it had all reliable, built-to-last parts. What would power it? Would it be electric? Would it be a car? An SUV? A pickup? Would it be super expensive to build? I want something that'll last me 500,000 to 1,000,000 miles on regular maintenance. Something truly built to last forever. I'm going to build 3 forever cars. One with parts built within the last 5 years, one with parts from the last 25 years, and one with parts since the beginning of cars. I'd love to see what you guys think should be a part of this Infinity and Beyond car, so comment below some components that are really bulletproof. When I think of car history, I separate it into 3 eras. Longevity and repairability era, the power era, and the comfort/safety era. The last couple of years have really been in that comfort/safety era, but there's still a lot of strong components to pick from. I'm going to stick with American parts only for this first one as well. I'm going to make a pickup. This is what I'm going with. Contemporary looking, but will hopefully still look good in 20 years. So for the motor, a Gen 3 Coyote. Tough, strong, a good track record of lasting well over 200,000 miles. The transmission, I'm thinking a Transmet for a diesel will last a lot longer if it's not used for diesel towing and work. So I'm picking Ford's 10R140 torque shift. For the rear end, the GM/AAM 10.5-inch 14-bolt full float is just solid. For front steering, Ford's E-Pass system. I know we have electronics in there, and electronics are super prone to wear, but Ford majorly addressed these issues after 2022. So I think we'd be good. For suspension, Ram has been killing it with their HD suspension system. Comfortable and reliable. Can't beat that. Now, for the interior bits, I really want to get a little bit of every American automaker in here, so I think it's fair to say we can put Tesla in charge of the interior. I know their thing is mega screens and digital everywhere, but I will say it feels really nice in there. And as of late, they haven't disappointed. I would put them in charge of the interior, but I would really request an ease up on the screen space. That would be my 5-year max vehicle build for longevity. The best of every American automaker put into one car to last forever. In the last 25 years, we have had a lot of really reliable parts. For this one, I'm going to try crafting an SUV, and not exclusively use American parts, so anything is fair game. I'm going to start with the same thing Tesla did with the Cybertruck. We're not building a super heavy-duty vehicle this time, so we can use an all-aluminum frame. No rust is a good thing. For the motor, I'm going to go with the Toyota 2GR-FE. All aluminum, chain-driven cams, rock-solid internals, and near-perfect thermal management. For the trans, I'm going to give it a Toyota A750. I've heard some of these things going well over 400,000 miles before a rebuild. Used an old-school design with limited electronics, so damn near bulletproof. For that rear end, the Ford 8.8-inch differential. With decades of refinement, this thing is simple, strong, and reliable. For the suspension and steering, I chose the Mercedes W464, or the G-Wagon suspension. Rugged, built for search and rescue, and civilian comfort on and off-road. For the interior, this might be a hot take, but the 9904 Jeep WJ. This was my first car, and I can say with confidence everything was of high quality, comfortable, and with mine to 310,000 miles and still being in good shape, I'd say it was really solid. With electronics, I put mid-2000s Honda in charge of the whole electronic system. 99 to 2010, Honda was really on top of the ECUs, sensors, and everything. Super robust, super able to last forever. And that's our 21st century super reliable. In the history of forever, there have been many outliers when it comes to super reliables. I'm betting we can make a car so solid, we can count on it reaching 1,000,000 miles. Without a doubt, we're starting with the Mercedes OM617A, an inline-5 diesel with a cast-iron block and head, fully mechanical, no ECU design. This thing's reliability is legendary. For the transmission, another legend, the Toyota Aisin A440F. Old school, hydraulic, reliable 4-speed automatic. For the rear end, the Toyota 9.5-inch. Decades of perfecting has made this another legend. For suspension, I'm going to use a late 90s to early 2000s Honda double wishbone system. These can last hundreds of thousands of miles without requiring replacements. For steering, gotta use Toyota's recirculating ball steering. All mechanical, all way overly engineered, overall the most reliable steering system made to date. For the interior, we're not looking for flashy or super high-tech, so I'm going to give it the same interior style as the first-gen LS400. Today these interiors still hold up, and I can count on them to last forever. A car with these components, regular maintenance, will last forever. Now I'd like to know what y'all think should be put in a car meant to last forever. What kind of powertrain does this car need? Do y'all think I picked the right components? What did I add that maybe there's a better one out there? Thank you for watching, and hope you enjoyed.